Protests are turning deadly. The crowd wants the president to get the hell out of his office. They loathe his government for corruption, for all kinds of cheating at the election. The nation's not just poor, it's starving.
Rich people in this country, running this country, earn everything, and we have the massive population dying, hunger, and misery like this.
A bit of polling trivia from the poorest country in the Caribbean. The last presidential election had to be rerun after claims of fraud, but the follow-up, which put President Moïse in power, wasn't exactly a model of democracy. The turnout was only a fifth. Every 10th ballot sheet was never counted for different reasons. In some cases, that would be more than enough to set off what I call the legitimacy radar alarm in Washington. Not this time. Trump sent his people to congratulate the new leader. His diplomats said they were proud of Haiti.
The Haitian people deserve to have democratically elected leaders. Today's inauguration of a democratically elected president allows Haiti to return to democratic and constitutional rule.
So, what do you do with that kind of rapprochement? Show that you're a big fan of the man in charge there.
President Trump and I are entrepreneurs, and all an entrepreneur wants is results, and therefore I hope we'll put everything in place to make sure we deliver for our peoples.
But could such words of warmth ever end up turning into something like this?
Of Venezuela. Donald Trump, hands off Venezuela.
The Trump government is not going to side with the Haitian people because they need that Haitian government for its project of overthrowing the Venezuelan government.
So, back to news from Haiti. Several days of protests put the capital on the brink of chaos. The furious Haitians are on the edge. A group of UN powers, including America, came up with a communiqué, i.e. condemnation of the escalating violence. They want the president to speed up reforms. Well, the only thing that came out of the State Department in 4 days was this travel security alert.
Haiti security alert. The security situation remains very unstable. If you hear gunfire or protest groups, seek shelter inside your house immediately and stay away from the windows.
And no one's yet picking a substitute for the elected leader. But of course, this relative silence isn't simply about someone saying nice things about Donald Trump.
This is the nature of, we can say, American power in the world today. It is filled with hypocrisy. In Haiti, it is the vast majority of the population which is turning out to demand Jovenel Moïse's departure, and yet not a word from Mike Pence, not a word from Pompeo, the Secretary of State, not a word from Donald Trump. So this double standard, this hypocrisy, is typical, we can say, of U.S. foreign policy.
Haiti and Venezuela, neighbors on the map, but it looks like they're nowhere near each other in the minds of those gurus of real democracy.